You go to work, you smile, you get your tasks done. Your friends think you're fine, you're the happy one. But the moment you get home, the door closes and you collapse. Not just physically tired, but a soul-deep exhaustion that sleep doesn't fix. Why? Because your brain has been spending 80% of its cognitive bandwidth just pretending to be okay. For years, we've been told depression looks like someone who can't get out of bed. But for millions of high achievers, depression looks like a perfectly curated mask. This is the hidden reality of smiling depression. And by the end of this video, you'll understand the exact neurological reason why the happiest people are often the most exhausted, and why your brain's survival mechanism is secretly trapping you in burnout. To understand this, we have to redefine what depression actually is. Clinically, this is often referred to as persistent depressive disorder with atypical features, but the psychological community calls it smiling depression. And it is a biological paradox. When you have classic depression, your brain's motor systems slow down. You physically cannot execute tasks. But with smiling depression, your prefrontal cortex, the CEO of your brain, responsible for executive function and willpower, goes into absolute overdrive. It forcibly overrides the emotional fatigue. You don't lose the ability to do things. You just lose the ability to feel anything while doing them. You are running a high-performance software on a hardware system that is actively powering down. Let's look at the metabolic cost of this mask. Emotional regulation requires massive amounts of glucose and oxygen. When you are suffering inside but forcing your face to display happiness, your brain is running two contradictory programs simultaneously. Your limbic system, specifically the amygdala, is sending out distress signals, signaling that something is deeply wrong. Meanwhile, your prefrontal cortex is actively suppressing those signals to maintain social composure. Neuroscience calls this expressive suppression. A study from Stanford University found that suppressing emotions actively impairs cognitive performance and drastically increases cardiovascular load. This is why a normal 8-hour workday feels like a 16-hour marathon to you. Your brain is burning fuel to fight a war inside your own head, while simultaneously trying to write an email. Then there is the dopamine disconnect. In a healthy brain, accomplishing a task, finishing a project, getting a promotion, helping a friend, releases dopamine into the ventral striatum, the brain's reward center. It feels good. But in a brain running on smiling depression, the dopaminergic pathways are dysregulated. You still have the willpower to achieve the goal, but the reward circuitry is broken. You get the A, you get the paycheck, you get the praise, and you feel nothing. Just a fleeting relief that you don't have to do that specific thing today. This leads to a terrifying cycle. Because the achievement doesn't give you dopamine, your brain concludes that you just need to achieve more asterisk to feel something. So you work harder, you become more successful, and the emptiness gets louder. And the exhaustion isn't just mental, it is biological. When you live in this state of chronic emotional suppression, your brain perceives your internal distress as a physical threat. It activates the HPA axis, the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis, flooding your body with cortisol, the primary stress hormone. Normally, cortisol spikes to save your life, then drops. But in smiling depression, the faucet never turns off. You live with a constantly elevated baseline of cortisol. This chronic exposure literally alters your cellular metabolism. It impairs your immune system, disrupts your deep REM sleep, and causes systemic inflammation. That heavy, dragging exhaustion in your limbs isn't laziness. It is the biological fallout of your body being in a state of low-grade fight or flight for months, or even years, without a single break. But here is where the trap becomes nearly inescapable. The mask eventually fuses with your identity. The cognitive dissonance required to maintain smiling depression forces the brain to create a split. There is the public you, the capable, smiling, unbothered achiever, and the private you, the exhausted, numb, overwhelmed shell. Over time, the neural pathways associated with the public you become so deeply myelinated, so strong, that you forget how to access the private you. You become so good at performing okay that you lose the ability to be anything else, even when you are alone. You start to gaslight yourself. I'm functioning, so I can't really be depressed. I'm just weak. I'm just tired. You use your own productivity as evidence that you aren't suffering, which prevents you from ever seeking the help you desperately need. And here is the devastating twist. The people around you are actually rewarding your illness. When you are suffering but show up with a smile, society praises you. You are called resilient. You are called a great leader. You are promoted. You are given more responsibility. Your depression is being positively reinforced by the outside world. Every time someone tells you how happy and strong you are, it validates the suppression. It tells your brain, keep the mask on, the mask is working. You become trapped by your own success. The better you perform, the more is expected of you, and the more energy you have to spend suppressing the collapse happening underneath. You aren't succeeding because you're healthy. You are succeeding because your anxiety has weaponized your work ethic to keep you distracted from your own pain. So here is the honest reframe. You are not weak. Your exhaustion is not a character flaw. It is a mathematical certainty. Your brain is running a high-energy, 24/7 camouflage program just to survive a world that you don't feel safe enough to be vulnerable in. The fatigue you feel is the exact equivalent of running a marathon every single day, while carrying a 100-pound weight and smiling at the people passing you. If you are tired, it is because your brain is doing exactly what it was designed to do: protect you from the perceived threat of showing weakness. But the survival mechanism has outlived its usefulness. The threat isn't a predator in the wild. The threat is the expectation of perpetual happiness. So how do you break the cycle? Step 1 is what neurologists call cognitive offloading. You have to stop forcing your prefrontal cortex to do all the work. You need to find one person, just one, where you are allowed to drop the mask without consequence. And I don't mean posting about it online. I mean looking at a friend, a partner, or a therapist and saying, I am not okay, and I am exhausted from pretending. This isn't about seeking pity. It is an absolute biological necessity. The moment you verbalize the pain, the metabolic cost of suppressing it drops. You are literally freeing up glucose in your brain by saying the words out loud. Step 2 is redefining your relationship with rest. Right now, you view rest as a reward for finishing your tasks. But because your brain's dopamine system is dysregulated, the tasks never end. There is always one more email, one more project. You have to view rest as a biological prescription, not a reward. If you don't schedule rest with the same rigid discipline you apply to your work, your brain will default to the anxiety-driven overdrive. Step 3 is microdosing vulnerability. Take off the mask for 5 minutes a day. Be slightly less enthusiastic in a text. Say, I'm tired instead of I'm great when someone asks. You have to slowly retrain your nervous system that it is safe to be imperfect, that you will not be abandoned the moment you stop being the happy one. I want you to go to the comments right now and type the words, I am allowed to drop the mask. Just type it. Claim it. Because the world doesn't need another high-functioning, burnt-out robot pretending to be fine. It needs humans who are honest about their limits. If this video made you feel seen, or if it explained an exhaustion you haven't been able to put into words, this is exactly what Mind Connect exists for. We decode the neuroscience of your human experience so you can stop blaming yourself and start healing. Hit like, subscribe for more deep dives, and send this to the friend who is always the happy one. They need to hear this the most. See you in the next one.